Oh shit, I need to add the. Ugh, I want to see us, but gonna do something crazy. Oof. Let's go. Let's get it. Alright. Heck gets us back in the game, right? Ah, would you look at that? I wanted to check the freaking. Ah, still. Wait, but does it? It looks better. I think I can't tell. And that's the. I can. It's so annoying when I visually cannot tell the difference. Cause like I have the issue too. Even when I look at other fucking streams. It's an interesting. Oh, one of my. Nah, it happened in bot lane. Is this my first game? I don't remember. It should be. Yeah, first game of the day. I'm waiting till I win my first game of the day.
please. Oh. Oh.
is. I'm honored 5. Yeah. Oh, since it's the second scene. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no. It shows. Oh, it's just the delay. I'm still annoyed that the freaking recently played Spotify thing hardly ever works. At least whenever I check just to see if it's working. Oh, dude. Yeah, let's do the freaking maybe it's in League Wiki. You know what? Let's check the esports thing. A link. League of Legends. Go to the esports tab. Oh, dude, they made it so easy. Alright. I'll do that after this game. I want to talk about teams and my thoughts on it. Oh, God, my legs are so cold. Hmm. Easiest lane to gank would be bot lane. Actually, no. Ziggs would be an easy gank upon it. None of my lanes except for top lane can help with ganks. I mean, guess Janna if you want to think of the tornado. Hmm. How would I want to play this? Alright, let's go blue. Just normal blue side. Blue, Gromp, Scuttle, red. But from there, I guess I would gank top. Yeah, I guess I'm ganking top lane then. Let's do that. Hopefully. I really. I haven't played her jungle since they nerfed her damage to jungle creeps, but let's hope it's not too bad comparative to last time. It'd be good to get Jax ahead, but if bot lane can get fed, that'd be good too. But I think they can do it on their own. She probably started with her W. No, shield. Eh, we still live in. It does screw us over though. I don't know if I had to use the pot early when I normally wouldn't need to use it. Right. Good thing Yi isn't trying to get this scuttle. No, we can't kill even if I'm able to gank. I could do chickens, but it wouldn't be a smart choice. Fucking bitch. God fucking damn it, he died. Oh, I wasted my W. Wait, can he actually kill me? Oh, he could kill me! Oh my god, and I failed. Oh my god, oh my god. Ah! What did he buy? Oh, he fucking bought another ring. Oh, now the recently Spotify works. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's see. Does it? It does show the roster. Oh, but it doesn't have pictures. That's annoying. Okay, that's annoying, but whatever. I guess. Is this a Drake song? It sounds. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, that means his chickens are available. Fuck, I was wrong. Alright, but you know what? There has to be something he's avoiding here, right? Me, you know, just. Yeah. Oh my god. He actually flashed for that. Uh, he's at his red. Oh yeah, what song? I think is this? Oh no, that's a different song. can get my red and then gang top, because I need to do something. Whew. Easy money. Alright. That's solo gold for me. Can I go mid lane? Let's go, dude. We're going mid. Easy kill right here. You know what, dude? I could even gank bot lane. Alright. I didn't really do much for that kill, but you know what? Kill's a kill. It's a annoying thing with Calista. Alright, she flashed. Found the small spot for it. Alright. Alright, at least he got what? 2 turret plates on his own? And 1 with Janna. So I'd say things went well. I thought this was gonna be a Western song. I'm like, no one can stop her. Yeah, she does. I mean, it kind of feels the same early game. It's noticeable that you need to use more mana than you normally had to, anyways. Hello, hello, I'm mad. Oh shit, just to my goodness. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna go get Harold. Actually, damn. Fuck it, I'm flashing. Verse. You know, thank God two of them were bot lane. Yo, thanks for the money. No! Shit. Toxicity kills people. Alright, she killed herself there. I kites daily, some to me, I'm mama saying things, but I'm something like that. I'm like, people want something about this nice. Let me tell you what this pretty little dame's name is, cause she's kinda famous, and I hope that I don't sound too heinous when I say this. Nicki Minaj, what I wanna stick my penis in your anus. You morons think that I'm a genius, really I belong inside a dang insane asylum. Can't try them trailer parks crazy, I am back and I am razor sharp, baby, and it's back with a capital B with an exclamation mark. Maybe you should listen when I flip the linguistics. Alright, good. Just making sure that I make a mistake. Beetle 9, but not being Slow down. Gallon in the gas tank. What? What? I like how she shielded freaking loose shit. Alright. Talia still works. Feels good. It's either Jana or Fizz. I'm gonna go. You know, Jana tried their best. I'll give it to them. GG. Only, only freaking 600 games, dude. I would have like 1,000 like the season before. Alright. Before I talk about the LCS, I'm gonna cut to the bathroom real quick. Alright, first let's get. Nope, still doesn't work like that. Alright. I gotta do it the remove. Add source, what page, URL. Yeah, it's basically how it looks. Alright. So we're starting in order. So let's start with the way the website is when you go from the esports tab and you scroll down and it shows the teams. It goes in alphabetical order. So it goes 100T, Cloud9, Clutch Gaming, Counter Logic Gaming, Echo Fox, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, Optic Gaming, Team Liquid, Team TSM. Alright, so let's start with 100T. So we have top we have Someday. This one, wait, hold on, I want to see one. this one, they're keeping Someday. Good choice. He played well. He was doing well. He was the best best player by far. And then they're keeping Anda or Anda, however anyone wants to say it. They're keeping Anda as their starting jungler, which personally I at first I'm like, why are they keeping Anda? You can get other people. You can get there's Dardoch, but there's Dardoch. They need an Atella. Actually, no. Oh no, because they have Bang and Someday. Alright, so you can get Dardoch. You can get no wait. Who? I don't remember CSG's jungler, so I won't say that person. But yeah, so I guess the only one you can get is Dardoch, and I guess there's Moon, but Moon's actually not better than Anda. So I think Anda has. So I guess Anda between Anda and Dardoch, if you're able to get Dardoch, I would say get Dardoch, because I think Dardoch could work well with Someday. He can work well with Someday. No, but then you have Huhi, so I guess that they probably wouldn't have good synergy. And then there's Aphromoo, so I guess yeah. So okay, so jungler Anda, best option they have. So then we go to who who honestly played better than what most people expected from the media trade thing, but that's fine. He isn't bad, but it's just he hasn't done too well in the people's eyes, but I won't judge. Alright, so then you have Huhi from COG going into 100T. Now, we haven't seen Huhi out of COG, so we don't know what's going to be like. Now, he's back with Aphromoo, so that's a positive for Huhi. He has a supporter who he knows, and he has someone here he's worked well with, and that they have success at the same time when playing together. So there's pre synergy there. So that's a positive for 100T as a squad. He's not like a mechanical player, like a super high end one, like a Froggen or Jensen, or even some people would say a Bjergsen, but like he's definitely better than Ryu in my opinion. He's better than Ryu. He's better than who else? He, is he better than Demonte? I think. I guess because who he has better experience, better in-game thought process. I would go with who he over Demonte, but Demonte is more moldable. You can. So I guess. Actually, yeah. Would you want Demonte over Huhi in this? Probably. It's. Alright, other than Demonte, who else? Mid lane. You wouldn't get Phoenix because Huhi is now an NA resident, so he's considered NA residency. So there's who else could work then? You have there's Golden Boy. Oh, not Golden. Why I said it like that? A Golden Child in frickin' Golden Glue, but like he hasn't had he's done well in Cloud9, and I'm happy for him that he's been able to. So I guess he wouldn't leave Cloud9, but if you were under T and you had the option and he was willing to, would would I sign Golden Glue? Probably, but the issue comes with self confidence and self worth like that. So I guess who he's the better. I don't know. So that's what I kind of don't like about this roster. They're good players, and there's not too many good people that can take their spot. I guess is it Wiggly? Hold on. Wiggly. LCS. Wiggly. Who is he with right now? 2018. He was with Clutch Gaming. Forgot. So yeah, people said that Wiggly's good. Would I actually wait? No, Wiggly's the jungler, isn't he? Yeah, then it's freaking who's the mid laner? Fuck, who's the mid laner? Was it is it really Tuesday? Oh, and this is the person I was thinking of for jungler. Yeah, so it was Wiggly who can probably take the spot of Anda, but fuck, it's up to gaming matches. So wait, is he their starting jungler? Hold on. We'll see it later. All right, so mid lane, I feel like there's better options, but they're limiting themselves because they got Bang as their AD carry. Now uh this one's actually harder for me because last year, the whole year on SKT, they did not perform that well, not to their standards and not to their reputation standards. And not only that, their bot lane was also was a terrible thing. Bang Bang himself individually did not perform that well in most of his games. And now I don't think he's a terrible player, but he's not what people would think. I don't think he's as good as he was back then. But meta's changed. Probably the meta didn't fit him. I don't see him as a hyper carry. I don't see him doing what like like he's not a deft. He's not gonna take over your whole team and be the star player. He isn't that. He's like ruler, like a lot of people like to say. He's like ruler. They do well in lane. They can do decent in lane, and then in late game, they actually no. People say ruler is a better team fighter, but Bang is decent in lane and does well does well late game. So shit. But I still don't believe in Bang, and you. I think he would fill the same spot of a Cody Sun, where because Cody's Sun, even though 2017 IMT people would say fucking trash at team fights, but honestly, that was mainly at Worlds where he had the issue of team fighting, and in 2018 his team fighting performance was better than that of 2017, and I think he can easily get better and be one of the more dominant AD carries in North America as an NA grown talent. However, he's not starting in a team, and I don't think he's in an academy either. So, and probably because of behavior issues, that's why he's not in 100 team. That's why he wasn't playing. But I don't think Bang's an upgrade. He's a side grade over Cody's son. Aftermoon, solid player. I don't disagree with keeping Aftermoon. And then versus TSM Cloud9. I'm not gonna do any prediction on games. Oh, right, let's see. I don't know any of the. I know stunt. So cause Moser. Oh, all right. So next up we have Cloud9. So let's start off. Licorice, solid player. He's in the LC. He. How do I want to word this? It's hard because this is much more easier to say in a recording than a live stream because I wasn't super prepped for this. But let's try this. All right, licorice. Good player. He's he's he can only get better, I believe. He's basically the new, not I don't want to say new Darius, and that's also rude towards Darius and Licorice. They're each their own. But what I mean by this is he's going to be an amazing North American top talent, and he already shown it. He's also shown it and not shown it. Like I said, like Darius, because at Worlds, um, at least in the play-ins or back then, if you want to say it, the wild card, the T- TCWS or TWCS. Either way, the play-ins to get into the actual world stage, he wasn't doing that well, in my opinion. And later on, when you go to the semis against Fnatic, he did not play that well, and he got stomped. Yeah, exhaustion, all that, and burnout. But like, that's also a thing you gotta account for when having a roster. But besides those negative, like these minor negatives that I'm saying, he's still a good top lane talent. His tank play and his team fights of covering could be better. He's not a he's a good carry, but he's not gonna carry the entire game because he's had those moments where even in the beginning of LCS where we saw where he was doing well in lane, he was strong, he was fed, and he should be able to just split push and carry and win the game, but that didn't happen and they lost some of those games that he definitely could have won, but they didn't. Alright. So top lane, good talent. If I want to give it a rating, even though I didn't do it for 100T, I'm just gonna do it now. Licorice, he's a solid like. Let's go with out of 10. I give him an 8. He can definitely be a 9 in summer if he improves. So they're keeping Svenskeren. Yeah, so yeah, the only change was their mid lane with Jensen and Niski. Svenskeren, let's see. Who's better than Svenskeren or on the same level? I believe that even though looks like he's falling off, I still think Svenskeren and Lyra are still good. I still think that Meteos. Now, I'm not saying who they should be getting because I think keeping Svenskeren is actually a good thing, and he's not out in the market where 100T could have used Svenskeren. So Svenskeren's a good choice. Alright, so instead of looking for a replacement, let's. So Svenskeren's used to working with mid lane with Bjergsen, but that's more of a. He's on a leash, and when he was with Cloud9 last, I didn't really watch a lot of the games, but the trend that I saw was he likes to play more towards the top side, and he was he also. I don't want to say he was forced, but he was a lot of times by the bot lane with Sneaky and Sazel, which did help them, and it was in the meta early on. So Svenskeren, I think with this meta and maybe going on, Svenskeren's a good choice to keep. Not a bad player, and I think his downsides would be possibly his team fighting. Like not too negatively, but it could be better. But I need to watch more of Cloud9 to and Svenskeren as a singular person to actually make a valid point. But he's a solid 7.5. Niski. Now, I did watch EU as well, but that was mainly with Unicorn of Love games, some of Rock Hats, and a couple of G2 because I liked what did, and I just like the bot lane, but RIP Hjarnan. And well, what did? Yeah, they got replaced, but what did? I mean, Hjarnan is not even in the team, so it feels bad, man. At least what did was able to get into rogue. But when I saw Niski, like the games, because sometimes freaking Splice, was it Splice? Is it really Splice? Yeah, Splice. So when Splice either played before or after Unicorns of Love or Rocket or G2 or when they were facing them, she was doing well against, like, even though Exile's not the best player, like to say, like the most consistent best player, but he he can outplay Exile. He can play against uh freaking Caps. He can play with Perks, which these are top tier talents in the EU. At least those two he can play against, and he can stomp people who are worse than him. And even though in NA it did not work out that well for him with Envy, and I think who else, Phoenix. Did Phoenix one have him for a bit? I think they did, but even though he didn't work well in NA, I think this time he will. You have Svenskeren, who, at least as an import, I don't know, can you even use that as a point? But he's a strong laner. He's definitely close to Jensen's level, so it's not a terrible replacement in my eyes. Well, I don't even want to say replacement, but yeah, basically yeah, replacement. So it wasn't a terrible move. So Niski, I think he will be a strong laner. The people I think might have trouble with, even though I said he's done well against EU talents. The thing is, NA and EU are completely different, or LEC and the LCS are completely different, as in the way how the laning phases work and how things are going and structure wise. So he might have an issue with that, and he might have an issue going against uh, let's see who in lane. He might have troubles with Froggen. Shit, I don't even remember all the mid laners. He he could possibly there's a chance he could lose to Fuki, and let's see here. Who else could he lose to? He can honestly lose to Demonte on certain picks. Let's see here. Who does Clutch Gaming have again? PoE, actually, he should be able to beat PoE. If he doesn't, honestly, then that's a drop off on Niski. Right? But I think he'll be fine except for Jensen, Froggen, and maybe Bjergsen. He probably can actually beat Bjergsen. Was Niski in Rift Rivals? Let's see. Niski. Yeah, he was in Rift Rivals. I mean, I guess he does have some experience against them, but honestly, at least against Bjergsen and Phoenix. Oh yeah, Phoenix is in the league. I gotta remember that. I don't think he can beat Phoenix. So that's another person he can lose to. So honestly, in terms of laning alone, there's at least 4 people I think he can't beat, unless I actually said 5. But there's 4 people he won't be able to beat. But that's half the league. So there's the other half where he can destroy in lane, and that's just only in lane. And in team fights, he can do well. Niski can carry when given the resources and the opportunities to. So I like that Cloud9 picked up Niski. So you got Sneaky and Zazel. I won't say anything about Sneaky. Consistent player. Consistency, like everyone always like to say, consistency. He's had his shining moments with his consistency, so you know. Oh yeah, Rate Niski. Probably give him. I would give Niski. I give him a 7.8 for now. Sneaky, I'd give an 8. Zazel now. Now this is a toughie because I don't know specifically Zazel's like what he's good at. Is he better as a range support or is he better as a shielder? Or I mean, the same thing. Or is he better as the lane enforcers like an Alistar or Braum? Because he can play Braum. Like I don't, I don't know if Zazel can work well in this meta. So that's what I'm only iffy about. But the meta will definitely change. Probably within half the spring, and even then, summer might be a completely different beast. So for now, I think Zazel's a good pick. There's really no one who's gonna be better, and in terms of what he's doing with the shot calling, helping with the team fights and all that, you can't really change him now to add someone new to put in and force someone else in the team to do the calling, the shot. Not I don't want to even say shot call. I just want as a voice. So yeah, still Reaper. Blah blah blah. Here's who they face against. Let's hold it here for a bit, and then there. Diamond. I guess he's Diamond new player. Right. Clutch Gaming. Now this is honestly, it's a questionable roster to me. Right, so you have Hooney, World's Finalist 2018, 2017. I mean, 18, 2017, 2017. Gotta get my years right. In 2017, lost with SKT. Echo Fox. When he came back with Echo Fox, Hooney in the beginning, spring, was dominating. There wasn't really anyone contesting him. This is when Hanser was going down in the stock market and even went further down in the summer as the person who did well against him beforehand. Hooney's picks did not get better. He did not improve in Echo Fox. And I'm honestly sad that he isn't in Echo Fox anymore because they got Coach Song, who I believe can discipline Hooney even greater, and especially since Song is a Korean coach, I feel like he's gonna, even though Hooney is less of a Korean and more of a Western Korean now, where NA and EU has sort of changed him, but I would have believed when they got in Coach Sung that I really was hoping that he was gonna stay with Echo Fox. I'm like, this is good for him. This is good for. Is it good for Dark? Was Song? No, Song wasn't with Dardock, so be fine. But yeah, so I thought that would have made the team a whole lot better. But who who's who the fuck is McScrag? I really don't know. Probably had a name change, but I don't know who McScrag is. And I kind of hate it doesn't show like analysts or like the other coaches, because then that could also help with it. But Hooney, lane dominator, can carry games, can also lose you games. So there's that. If I gave Hooney a rating, I'd give him a 7 actually, cause or at least a 7.3. The only reason why I'm not giving him a higher, cause I love Hooney, but Hooney's had some issues, has issues in NA that seem to not work out, and I don't know about this squad that can help him. He has the Monte still with him, but I think he worked better when he had Phoenix by his side than Demonte. honestly. So yeah, maybe, maybe, maybe with the two other Koreans, with Piglet and Lyra, maybe things might be different. I don't know. These are variables that I cannot account for because I don't know the players personally, or even as a mutual, or even as a friend of a friend. So yeah, I can't really comment too much on that. We have Lyra. Doesn't Lyra have a stream? I forget. Maybe. Lyra. Loved Lyra in Envy. That's he was most. That was his highest point. His other highest point when his clutch started in the spring split, and then he fell off in half of the in the later half of the spring split, and in summer. I honestly, let me change the name. Do I want to? Nah, don't need to. I honestly think that not Phoenix, Lyra might actually do better this split, but only in the beginning, and that's mainly because team. Why do I think this? It's a gut feeling mainly, but I don't want to give just gut feelings. But Lyra to me seems like, let's see, he probably does well when the sum of the whole is when the sum is greater than the whole. I think Lyra will be better. So meaning he has a, even though I Huni did like had a terrible game against Clutch last split, where we saw that he dies to Solo and Lyra. I do think that Lyra has respect for Huni, and Huni has respect for Lyra. So I think they honestly can do well with top lane synergy, because Huni loves calling in jungler support for backup. So I think they can do well in Lyra as a person. But I don't think the issue here is possibly Piglet with Lyra, because you have your top lane and your bot lane. Both might be heavy resources. Now, Piglet might have changed where he won't call in the jungler too much, or the mid laner too much, but there is a chance that he might. And if so, then Huni can call in for jungle support, not jungle and support. So there might be that, but it could be fixed in the middle of spring split and going into summer, if they still stick with the full roster and going on to summer and don't change it. Let's see but who's the voice in this team? It can't be Huni and Lyra. I mean, it could possibly be Lyra. It might be Lyra, but who else would be the voice? Would it be Vulcan? I don't know too much about Vulcan. Is he a voice? Devontae definitely isn't a voice. So you would probably have Huni and Lyra, and possibly Piglet as a voice. But even then, Piglet himself has also stated that he likes it better when he doesn't have to think too much about for other things. So it's hard to say. But Lyra personally, I would give him a 6.5 for rating right now. There's other junglers who I think can fill his spot better. I'm surprised Clutch didn't try to have Lyra try to take Huni and Dardoch. But maybe again, we don't know, something with Huni and Dark that's happened behind the scenes that we don't know about. Maybe that's why they couldn't get a bundle deal or whatever or something. I don't know. But then again, who else? Who else? As a jungler, could you get? Oops. First, let me see if Wiggly's. Oh yeah, well, they possibly could try to get Wiggly, but alright, but whatever. Alright, I think there were better options out there that they possibly could have tried to do, but it's fine. So you have Demonte. Now, why did they link the Discord? Honestly, it makes no sense. I don't know why they would. Demonte, who came in to replace Phoenix and Echo Fox in the middle of spring and then summer, right? Were they dropped in spring? No, in the middle of summer after Rift Rivals, or even technically before Rift Rivals. So yeah, Demonte to me is not that great of a player. He is. He is. He's not that great of a player. I can definitely say that. You would definitely would want someone else, but who's a mid laner right now that you can see? That's the thing. Also, freaking even with like when there's academy players that have been talked about that being good, there's such a strong stigma about NA talent that like would I replace Demonte with Tuesday or anyone else? Who could I? Who is an import that you could have gotten, or even someone else in the league? There's a chance they could have gotten POE. There's a chance they could have gotten. Oh shit, dude. Hmm. This is why it sucks to be in NA. There's like not that many players that you can get, and they all have to be imported, and they already are at the import limit with Huni and Lyra. Yeah, because Piglet became an NA resident now, right? Because of Academy. It's the only reason why, because there's no way Huni is an NA resident or Lyra at the moment, so yeah. But Demonte, personally, he's not better than Pobelter. He's not better than Jensen. He's not better than Golden Glue. In my opinion, I think Golden Glue is actually better mid laner than Demonte. He's not better than what are other names? He's not better than Frog. He's not better than Phoenix. He's not better than shit, dude. What other teams? He's not better than Yuhi. He's not better than POE. Like, who is he better than, honestly? But again, team game, so you can't really say that too much about it being better in lane. But so for laning wise, I don't think there's anyone that he can beat in lane. Now he's definitely have his moments of doing well in out of lane, but he does not have a champion pool also. So there can be an issue with that. Now hopefully he's gotten better with his champion pool since the end of summer because Echo Fox got out in the early in the playoffs and early in the gauntlet, so maybe he's picked up from a few champions, but his champion pool was not that much. He's played Syndra. Did he play Lissandra? I feel, no, I don't think he did. I think that was Huni. That was Lissandra. Like he has a standard champion pool. Like nothing like. All right, let me look now. Demonte. Let's look. Demonte statistics 2018. He's played Rise, Azir, Cassiopeia, Zoe, LeBlanc, Gallo, Fiora once. I don't know who that was against. In this. I don't know why this thing won't freaking leave. Alright. Cassiopeia, Galio, Aurelion, Soul, Anivia. Let me add this. Add source. Web page. Alright, so Rise is here for your Aurelion Soul ones. Rinway 1. 1 on Rise. Oh, this is Academy. Oh shit. Why is this Academy? Anything else? Yes, Spring. Alright. How does it go? Alright, it goes down from here. Alright, so let's start with spring. NAS, yeah, Azir 2-0. Cassiopeia 1-1 total. He played 3 games only in spring, I guess. That's right. Spring playoff. This is academies. But even then, let's just look at it. Rise, Cassid, and Swain, Oriana, Cassiopeia, Zoe. Like, what are these picks? Like, Swain was meta. Alright, he won with it. He had a decent game. Who is this against? But even then, let's just look at the raw numbers. 10. 10. And out of the 10. Alright. Let's just look at the champions played. Yeah, like I said. 2, 6, 8 on summer, whereas the most he's played. And then 4 in the playoffs. And then Gauntlet or regional finals, he played 4. Syndra, Rise, Galio, Zillion. So really not that great of a champion pool. One he lost with the Kali, hyper carry. He's won mainly with Syndra in the summer. Why does the games play 5 to 7, 9, 10, 15, 14, 14? Why does that feel wrong? Why does that feel so low? In my opinion. But yeah, like he doesn't have the greatest champ pool, it seems like. Like it's so small. Alright, let's remove this. Like it's not the best. That's my one issue with like that's an issue with me and Demonte and in lane. So I'm gonna give Demonte 6. He has room for improvement. I hope he improves because we need more NA talents to improve. So orgs don't keep just importing players. Piglet. Piglet is more of a hyper carry to me, as in he wants to play the hyper carry champions. He wants to carry the game. He wants to have the resources. Statistics. Yeah, look at that. He's played Ezreal, Kotl, Tristana, Callisto, Varus, Zaya, Caitlyn, and Twitch. He's played Rise. Why did he play Rise? Was this no, yeah, summer. So that was the time where you play anything bot lane, or as in LCK, Papa Valdez was it Valdez also saying it? But I think it was Papa Smithy and Achilleos who like saying awesome dudes, AD instead of the AD carries. So I guess that explains the Rise games. And he went his 50% on. Jin, Tristana. Why did he play Ari? Varus Ezra. So yeah, he wants to play like the the scaling champions, hyper carries, which actually does it work this meta this season? I think it does. I think and that's the issue because you have top lane who wants to be a hyper carry, you have bot lane who has a hyper carry, opposite ends of the map, so that's gonna be constrained. But Piglet as a player himself, I don't. I think there's people equal to him. There's plenty of people equal to him. There's not that many players he's better at the moment. Not that he's shown at least. I think this is just more so if Clutch gonna get that many different players, so they're keeping who they've had. Because Piglet and Vulcan from the academy team, they just moved them up now. So I guess I'd give Piglet based on previous knowledge and then what I think of him, and hopefully that some hopes that he's become a better player and person in game. So I'm gonna give him a 6, a solid 6. And if anyone who gets below 6, they should not be in LCS, by the way. So if I say someone's a 5, then they shouldn't be in the LCS. Now, Vulcan, I literally I don't know anything about. So let's look him up. 50% on Braum, 50% on Dom Can. He's a county player going into NALCS. So let's see. So I guess play with Piglet because he's played with Piglet. He's he's been playing the tankers. It's one bar game, one Morgana game. Bard won, Morgana lost. So yeah, with the meta coming up, his picks should be fine. So his picks are okay. I don't know too much about his trapping pool if he actually himself, like in solo queue, can play the more mages and supports, or the shielders, or the casters. As people say, right? Is casters or casters with the mages? I don't, I don't remember too much. So I don't have a thought on Vulcan too much because I don't know too much about him. But if I just look at him, where is his? Does this thing have wards per minute? I don't think it does. No. Wish it really did. So yeah. I will give him a give him a 6, dude, honestly, because I don't know too much about him. I don't know if he's a voice or not. So so overall. Let's see, Huni 7.3. I believe I gave him. Lyra I gave a 7. Demonte I gave a 6, and then 6s. So yeah, they're like a C team. Really, nothing much to say. I don't know. Doesn't show their analysts and such. Oh, they no longer have Moon as their jungler, so kind of hilarious seeing Sun by himself. I think he had a name change to Sun. So. Oh wait, Cody's son's in Academy. He's in Clutch Gaming Academy. I didn't know that. The more you learn. I don't. Papa Chow. Who is this person, dude? I don't remember too much. I swear I've heard the name before. All right. So COG, they're keeping Darshan. They're really keeping Darshan. All right. Freaking Darshan did not play well last year, and I don't think he's gonna play well this year. I think this has to be his final year of pro play, unless he reinvents himself. And I don't mean bring back. Oh, even his teacher calls him Zion Spartan. No, I don't care about the Zion Spartan. What I want to see is I want to see a better Darshan. I want to see him. I want to. He just needs to get back. First, get back to where he was, and then get better from there. Cause I don't think Darshan really has too much to offer. So I'm really surprised they're keeping him. I'm giving him a 5.8. I don't really have much to say about Darshan other than that. So Wiggly, so he was with their academy team, and they played him like in the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of LCS in the summer, and that's actually I think they won those games, or at least they won 2-1 of those games. But like Wiggly performed well. I've heard nothing but good things about Wiggly, about being a strong jungler. So let's see. Let's check him out. Alright. Statistics. Show me the stats, boys. So looks like he's a mix because he's played Kha'Zix, Jax, Evelyn, but he's more of an he's more of an engager type than from what I'm looking at. He's played Graves, he's played Nocturne, he's won the one Nocturne game. He's lost Kindred and Zen, both won games. 50% with Graves, 100% win rate with Camille, but it's Camille. 50 with Gragas, so I mean, and 100% win rate with Chanda with 4 games. So I guess he's more of a gauge style, or at least that's what he was on his academy team. Now he's on to his. He might be the same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna gauge on jungler. I really I like engaging junglers, like the tank slash bruiser junglers. So I think that has a little bias in it. Mainly heard good things about Wiggly. So I'm gonna give Wiggly the benefit of the doubt and give him a 6.5. Honestly, I really should have done more research, but I just wanted to do it spur of the moment. But I believe Wiggly should should be a at least top 6 jungler in the LCS or PoE. I'm honestly surprised PoE is still in NA. But let's see. Initially, I would give PoE a 6. However, that's if he stays at the level if he was an Optic. But if we see Misfits PoE, which is still the same PoE but more consistent and actually a stronger laner, then I think he should be a 6.8 to a 7 because he's gonna have competition in mid lane, and I don't think and his late game isn't that impressive to me. So he has whichever if he's Optic PoE, he's either 6 and below. If he's Misfits PoE, he's gonna be a 7 to almost to a 7.5. It, I don't know too much. What other teams was he in? I know he was in ULL 2015. 2016 he was with who? I don't know. Because 2016 I know XI was there in ULL, so he definitely was in. So he could have been. Fuck, dude. Who was he with? Was he with H2K? There's no way, right? I don't think so. No, someone else. Power of Evil. Also, his champ pool is really not that big. He went 1-3 with Oriana. And he's only had 4 games with her. I thought he played more. Yeah, he did not have a good year last year with Optic. They lost a lot of games. Whew. He's played 10 on spring and then he won. They won 5 games in spring. I honestly thought they won less in spring. And he went. He went 50%. He won 9 games. So yeah, honestly, I don't think POV was actually a good choice. I mean, the best choice, but yeah, that's my thoughts on POE. Stixie. Now, Stixie had a rough time in the summer, right? Because I think in spring he was falling off, but he was not the worst. And that was honestly that was the crescendo. No, crescendo's up. Was it? Either way, it was the slippery slope for for COG as a whole. Now Stixay can play the hyper carries like the champions. Like he can play Tristana. He can play Kog'Maw. He can play Zaya, but he can play Lucian. I mean, I get his win rate says otherwise, but you know, let's see damage. Who did he play the three Lucian games as? Cause it was show against Cloud9. Was this in the earlier? Was this in the earlier games? He lost against FlyQuest with it. He won against Optic, so that really doesn't really say anything about it. So I think his laning went down for spring and summer. Actually, no wait, summer. I think no summer he did well with Biofrost. Just the two of them were the only highlights of COG in the summer. Like the only ones who were able to do anything positive in the game. My opinion. I guess there were some bright hooky moments, but it was honestly drowned out a lot of times by how bad the whole team was doing because they only they only won 7 games. I thought they wait they went 7-7 both splits. That's hilarious. Or 7-11 because they play 2 matches. But all right, Sticks. Can he go back up? Can he go back to form? Can he be the double if replacer that he was? Where the MSI finalist 2016. He might be able to this split, at least for spring alone. I think he can do it. I'm not too sure about summer, but I don't think. But I think I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him a. I'm gonna give him a 7. And same goes for Bradford, so I'm gonna give him a 7. They just need to. They need to improve their in-game leadership and calls. That's what COG needs. They have a better jungler. Sad to say for Rainover, but yeah, they got a better jungler. A side grade in their mid lane. And now they have coach. Now they have Weldon as their coach, which I think will honestly improve them a lot. A lot. So I think they have a good chance to be top 6, which is an improvement for COG, as in because they were not in the playoffs for both splits of 2018. Wait, COG has a moon? And yeah, she's. Whoa, boy. Breaking my balls like a fox. Alright. This is the team that I'm honestly really upset with right now. Fan of them, but still upset. This it really depends what they do this year. Specifically, what they do in spring split, and if they drop off in the summer. Solo, he's a decent top laner. He can play the tanks more properly. I'm not gonna say better, more properly than the lane bullies, or even the lane bullies. So like, so he's basically a Maokai player. Let's see, actually, let me check. Solo. Yeah, Solo. So yeah, he's played Camille and Jace. Lost the Jace game. I think that was against Echo Fox. Yeah, that was against Echo Fox. The one where he got the kill back on. Oh no, that might not be it because he only has one kill. He should have more kills. Oh no, I know. Kills per game. Yeah. So yeah, this shouldn't be it. Might have been the Scion game, or possibly the GP. I don't know. But yeah, he's more. Oh no, I'm thinking of the summer. All right, let's look at summer. A solo played Academy games. But yeah, I see him more as as a as a tank to a bruiser player. Now he's decent in lane. He doesn't lose lane hot. He hasn't really lost lane super hard, which is a good thing. And he definitely performed well in clutch. It was one of their bright points, I would say. So honestly, I want Solo to do well, especially now that he's in Echo Fox. But I think he can beat Hanser in lane. These are the lane moments. He can beat Hanser in lane. He can beat who else is he can't beat Someday Solo. He can possibly beat Huni if Huni's gonna go full in full int mode and just shove aggressively, try to poke you out and take bad trades. Huni. He can beat Darshan. Yeah, that's who else am I thinking? He can beat Darshan. He won't beat Impact. He's gonna lose to him. He's gonna be even with Impact, if anything. Other top laners, other top laners, other top laners. Dolka, right? Dolka's with Optic still. He can beat him. So honestly, he's a 50-50 with the league. He can beat half the players, but he can't beat the other half. He can't beat the top end half, so he's a middle class player, which is alright. Uh, can he be a carry point though? He doesn't need to be, because you have Phoenix and you have Rush, and then 80 carries can carry late game, especially now, especially since actually no. But yeah, they have Phoenix and Rush, so I nearly have two carries there, two carry type players who you can believe in, and Rush can play engagers as well, so I don't have to worry about that. So Solo, I'm gonna give him. I'm being gracious. I give him a 7.2, but he can also easily be a 6 to a 6.3. But I'm gonna give him a 7 for now. Out of consistency and being a middle. Fuck no, I'll give him 6.8. 6.8. That's the best of both worlds. I just realized I haven't given that many 8s or even 9s. This has bias all over it, dude. Rush is a guilty pleasure. Alright, let's check Rush statistics 2018. When he was in KT. Rush played those games? Played 3 games in the spring split in the playoffs. But who are they up against? I should have been a Rush. Oh. He lost. He went 1-1 with a Freak of Freaks, which Afrika's went to second place, and then he lost to SKT once. Yeah, oh yeah, he played one game against SKT and then he was scored the rest of right. So yeah, let's close that. All right. In summers, he played three, four, four. He played 7 games. Then he went 4-3. He played Nocturne, won all of those. No surprise, Nocturne was also strong at that time, which is good for Rush. Even though I think Score played it as well. Uh, Score right, yeah. Camille 1-1. Trundle and Graves both of the losses. Let's see. It's KDA. Da, da, da. Graves was terrible. That Graves game was terrible. His Olaf's games, his KDA was actually surprisingly well overall. So I think Rush Rush is definitely a carry player, and he definitely would want resources. But hopefully, in his time in KT, where it's more stricter than NA period, hopefully he's been able to hold back a little, even though Rush is good at being hyper aggressive. I do think it's easily punishable in this timeline, so I would have to give Rush, at least for this team, I'd have to give a 7.4. No, I'll give him a 7.5 because I'm expecting Rush to do well. The split, at least in spring, he should be able to do well against other junglers easily. He should. Keywords should be. These are expected things. Like I'm not 100% certain with some of these. Some I are. Some aren't. Rush in the case. I'm not 100% sure, or even 80% sure. I'm in 60 to 40 right now, so I'm gonna give him 7.3. No, 7.6, and hope he does well because I want Echo Fox to do well again. Get their moments now. I'm really upset about this. Phoenix is back with Echo Fox now. I don't know how they got him to play with them again, especially what they did to him, Altec, and Adrian. Who I forgot about Adrian for a moment, even though he was in IMT 2016 and half of 2017, and then here in the later half of 2017 and some of 18. No, no, he was in Dignitas 2017 in the summer, which he did well with Altec. Now, like I stated before, I think Phoenix is like a top 5 mid lane, especially now where mid lane is pretty stacked in NA. Because now that we got Frogging back, and then we still and then Niski is also good, so they could possibly be in the same area of skill wise and mechanics. Now, since Phoenix was gone in the summer split, like before he can get into another team, we haven't been able to see him play any high tier, and I don't even know where he landed in the ladder, which really isn't much. Oops, I didn't really shouldn't have closed that up. Which doesn't really say much, but I'm honestly expecting him to do well because I still believe Phoenix can play the mid. His laning is amazing. I think it's good though against some people like a Jensen or Fragan or Niski. That's when I think he's more even and like even against those people. So it might be hard to say, but I think Coach Song and then hopefully the other coaches can help with it. Like the other staff members can help him improve as to improve as a teammate and not just be a good laner and a good like have good position in team fights to kill the enemy team. So I'm gonna give Phoenix a 7.8. I really hope Phoenix does well. There is a chance Phoenix might not do well, where he might be a 6.5, but I still believe in Phoenix. Paul, I'm gonna rate Apollo and Hako the same way. I think they're solid players. I think they did really well in the spring split where they took down TSM. They made it to fourth place where they lost to Echo Fox and they lost to TL. You know, and summer split, they weren't. They couldn't capture Lightning twice. Now I don't put that against them, but I don't put against them that they, but they still could have done better. Shit, dude, I really wish I was better at saying these points. Alright, so Apollo can play the. He can play most. I think he can play most AD carries decently. I don't think he's an hyper carry, nor I don't think he's been put on the spot to be the hyper carry. Like like he's not the Jinx. He's not the. He's played Zion. Zion's easy, but like he's not the Jinx. He's not the like late game hyper carry. Like he's not. You're not gonna. He's not the double. If you're not gonna put a bunch of resources and expect him to carry the game because you gave him all that resources. He is a good minimalist player, like an impact kind of deal. But in the bot lane, so I guess like even Altic was good in that regard. I'm I'm still upset about that. And Hako, he's a good engager. He can pull and he can play the casters slash shielders decently. Like I don't think he's terrible with those. So I think they can do well in lane, and then Hako's positioning is definitely a C to C plus. His positioning in team fights, where I don't see Hako. I'm like, why is he there? Why is he in this position when he should be more close to his ADC or more up front trying to make an engage because he needs to make an engage for his team because that's the role he needs to be in that moment in that game because that's the champion he's playing. So I'm gonna give both Apollo and Hako a 6.2. Like as a dual lane, I don't. They can. Who do they beat? They don't beat Cloud9. They don't beat TL. They can beat Clutch, but I'm not expecting much from Clutch in terms of the bot lane. COG, it's a 50-50. So yeah, they're good. Like just like I said about solo, they're a good middle of pack bot lane. I should be regarding bot lane together as a duo. So in terms of, but even then, I don't know. Clutch is bot lane, and even then, yeah. So if I were to say COG's bot lane as a whole number, I think they would get a 7, like I think I said. So yeah, really, not too much inconsistency there. Now they have Coach Song, who I really hope, and I don't. I should really. I should know their analysts and their other coach, or not coach, but is it GM manager? Yeah, the manager or whatever. Like, wait, what does Dodo do? I don't know. Alright. You see, lost is back in there. Feels bad. FlyQuest. Wait, Vipers? They're starting top lane. And not Viper from LCK, Griffin Viper. This is V1 per the Riven player. So I think, let's check, wait, because I think Park statistics. Let's see, his champ, alright, 6 Riven games, Camille, yeah, so this is Academy, so he's, he's played Cannon? Why are you playing Cannon in a summer split? Well, I mean, he won all of them, but like, why? Alright, let's see. I mean, again, I guess as a Riven, you would say he's used to trying to carry. I don't know about this. At least for Viper, I don't know enough about. Even with looking at his stats, I can't really pull a huge judgment for him. I'm gonna give him mainly because I haven't heard too many great things about Viper. I'll give him a 5.8 really. So Santorin. Now when Santorin came into FlyQuest, and the fact that he did not outright get replaced by Dardoch immediately when FlyQuest acquired Dardoch. No, not Dardoch. Oh my, I'm sorry. Medios, I should say. Medios, I'm sorry. Says something. Even though they're. So, you know. And I think he's a part of their success, like I said. So, keeping Santorin, good thing. Um. Who was their previous player? Let's see here. Let's go to the freaking org. I think they had Fly, right? But no, no. Hmm. Can it show? Oh, they had King. Oh. Oh, no, I know. They had Fly. Oh, no, I think Fly swapped in, right? Match history. Let's see here. If we see more. Does it go in order of the weeks? Let's see. So I guess this is the beginning. Alright. King, 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 King. So Fly. So Fly played in the summer split? No, there's no way. That had to be the spring split. Oh my god, you have to do it from up here? That's. Let's see. Alright, let me check the VOD real quick. If it has. Oh no. So this was. So they used King. Alright, so they had King. Alright. So I think. So I don't know if Santorin really King to mid lane a lot. I think he probably did. Ah, shit, dude. I should probably check his stats more than anything. Alright, Santorin. Because. Trundle, Sejuani, Kindred, yeah, I thought he played well, decent on the Kindred games, but I guess he lost them all. Jin, lost. He went 10 and 10, played 9 champions, and then 2, and then, yeah, Fleckless got demolished in the freaking playoffs. That's right. They played against Echo Fox, didn't they? No, because Echo Fox went against TSM, they went against 100T. So, yeah. Santorin. I think he's better than an average jungler. Like, I think he can go against Medias. I want to say Media. Like, sometimes I said Darlock I meant to say Medias because they're in the same org. That's my issue. So let's see, Santorin. I think he's like a Medias player in terms of he's Like he's a good fit for this team. He's a good fit for Wild Turtle, Poe Belter, and JJ. Invert. Invert had a name change, right? I swear he changed his name. But yeah, Santorin should do well in this team. So I don't think. So I think he's still a good fit. Now Viper is really my only question mark where I'm not too certainty other than Santorin, and but I still think because games that I watched him because he's gone against Echo Fox, TL. I've watched some of Clutch's games even though they hurt, and some of Golden Guardian games which they hurt. Like Santorin has done well. I think he should be a 7.5. So that's my expected rating for him. Yeah, I just heard cops. So, that's why I had that pause. Alright, so let's see here. Pole Belter. Now, unlike most popular opinion, I think Pole Belter's still a really good player. I just and yes, domestically he's a great player, but like people always like to say, oh, but internationally, Paul Belter has not done that well. I'm like, well, yeah, internationally, but I don't think FlyQuest is looking to go to compete in Worlds enough. Like they would like to go to Worlds, they like at least be high up in the playoffs, like semifinals at least, and then at the and make it to at least the last game of the Gauntlet. But but purely speaking in terms of NA talent, Polbutz is still up there. He can go against Jensen. He can go against Bjergsen. He could go against Phoenix. He's definitely lost to Frog, and I know that for sure, because because I was both happy and sad those games because I was an IMT fan and Froggen didn't play when Pobutzer was in TL. So, but yeah, so those times and that was when Pobutzer was honestly doing well in IMT. In my opinion, I think he performed better in the summer of IMT than he did in the summer of TL, even though people were hyping up Pole Belter in the first 4 weeks of the best mid laner at the moment. Like you had PoE, you had who else? Who he was it? Where they did like those little promo videos like before the matches start, like oh I think this da 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 da, or like or like where Devil's like I want to win against COG because that was my old team and then they replaced me with Stixay. And then I also want to do that for TSM, blah blah blah, destroy them because they replaced me with, like those videos. Yeah, I think Pole Belter is a 7.8, maybe an 8, but 7.8. Now, he's not the best in lane. It varies from who's he up against in the champs and the jungle matchup, but I think he has a nice jungle partner to help him out, so I think all that's fine. So I think his positioning is not questionable in team fights, so he has that going for him. So he's a really, I still think he's not a star, but he is a rock, just like they like to say in the IMT years. He's a solid rock, consistent player, which he is. Now internationally, he's not really consistent, but he's still well. So I'm gonna give him 7.8. He can easily beat the lower half of the league, and he can definitely compete in the upper leagues against the Bjergs and the Jansen, the Niski, and all that. Alright. Wild Turtle and JJ. I think their laning wasn't bad. I think they did decently in lane, and when they've had Centaurans up, they've done well as well in the 3v2s and the 3v3s. I think they do have a small issue. Like, it's a good thing. You know, this is actually a good team for Viper because he could be resource heavy. Because Pole Belter isn't really resource heavy demanding, and I don't think Wild Turtle really is, though he could be, and he's definitely likes to be a carry player, but he doesn't. I don't think he really demands it. So I guess that's good. A plus for Viper if he wants to show off with his carry style of plays. But all right, back to Wild Turtle and GJ. They've they have good laning. They've had good laning in my opinion. Like I don't think they lose against the bottom half of the team, and I really don't see him beating like the higher teams. Like I don't see him beating Cloud9 in laning, though I think it's possible. I don't think he would beat against Cloud9's bot lane or Cloud9's or who else or Team Liquid's or even 100T. Even though I said Bang has not been that well, I still think that Bang is a good player, and at least in laning phase with Afroma they should be do well. So I think overall, and then also with JJ, shit, let's look at his stats. JJ. I think JJ has the he had I think he has the skills to become like a like a smoothie. Oh shit, is smoothie in a T? Oh wait, smoothies in TSM. That's right. Oh god. They can beat TSM spot lanes, Ven and Smoothie. I think there's a chance for them. It's a 60-40 and 60 in TSM's favor, but I still think so. Holistically, as a bot lane, I'd give them a 6.8. Actually, no, 6.6. Even the yeah 6.6 bot lane. I don't really have too much to say. JJ's warding and in team JJ's team fights I think should could improve. I think his I don't know. Yeah, I don't see them having an issue with shot calling. You have Santorin, who probably would be a main one. Welter and Welter can work it out, and then I don't know. I think JJ's also a voice in the last roster, so yeah, I don't think they have an issue with like comms. So I think they're fine, and it'll be fine for Viper. He has Santorin, Butter, Wild Turtle, who are veterans, and then you have JJ, who's been in a split and a half. Hey, who's their coach? It's Invert, right? Yeah. So now this is an interesting one, which where I am not too not that happy. Not, it's definitely better than the roster they had before. I'll say that for Golden Guardians, but I think this is the sixth place, like a seventh place, like six max, seventh expected kind of team. I'm Let's start from the bottom up. So definitely in LA. I think Ole's a good support, and I think definitely was a decent to almost good AD carry. Now he was half of that to do with Heimerding, but other than that, I think definitely in lane was fine. His his late game is what needs improvement. His team fighting, his positioning needs improvement because he's definitely been able to be cut out a lot in his games. So hopefully that improves, and Ole tries to help him with that, rein him in. They have Nero, which I'm actually 50-50 on, because when he was coaching Echo Fox, it seemed like like he's not the worst coach. He's definitely not your song or who else could I say? The, like I would use the example of Tony, but like even then I don't think Tony's that great of I think Tony's a little overhyped, but like that. I don't think Canero's that, but he's definitely better than the other coaches you've seen, like in the clutch and in. Actually, no, invert. I don't think. Dude, where's my coach cop, dude? That's what I'm missing in my life. But other than that, freaking. Alright. So their bot lane's a decent bot lane. They're definitely. I think there's. Yeah, but I think there's. Bot lane in itself might be a top 6, but they can easily be in 7. Yeah, like. The point. Like, alright, I'm gonna give their bot lane a 6.4 as a whole. Mid lane, I would give. I'm gonna give Froggen some hope here. I'm gonna say he's an 8.4. I Now when you saw him in Echo Fox, he truly was like the best thing there. Like when Keith was at his lowest in spring, like there was like he was with Looper, who was not that well, who was dying out. Even though Looper, I think his Looper's positioning wasn't that good. They had Acadian, who was alright at first, but then just drops off like most NA junglers, like Moon and like again, like I think contracts is part of that, where they were really good initially, but then they drop off because they go to a team where they don't fit in, or they're expected to do well, like consistently, like perform as a star level player. But so yeah, so I'm gonna give Froggen an 8.3. I like if you see his game, like in his matches, like Froggen was the only reason why they won those games at the time, and I don't think Froggen's level has dropped really. I hope it's still good in lane, good late game. So I think his team has a chance now. Contracts and Hanser, like I mentioned earlier, Hanser I think fell off in TSM, but that's also I want to say because of TSM culture and stuff like that. But that's just something that could easily be blamed, but can't be really proven of why he went down. But Hanser, when he was good, he was good. He is a he's a tank to a bruiser player. He's not gonna be your carry. Whether he wants to believe that or not, I don't know. I think he thinks himself as a one size fits all. He can play everything and anything because he thinks he's that good. Which I will admit he is good and he's definitely better than me. But like in the LCS, I don't think he's the top end. He's dropped down to the middle pack or even like mid high maybe at max. So I'd give Hunter a 6 and I give Contracts a 6 because Contracts did well in C9 that one split. We only saw him do what one split because he only played that one split in C9, and then immediately gets taken by Golden Guardian when they give him the chance for the all NALCS roster. But yeah, technically still is 2 imports. But yeah, I definitely upgrade to their last roster. But I don't expect. I expect them if they make it to playoffs. I'm gonna say it's because of their mid lane and their bot lane. Zig's still in the league. I'm surprised. Hard, yeah. Whew. I'm surprised Arrow stayed. Oh god, dude, how long have I been going for, dude? With just this, I think I've been doing this for an hour. Just, just about the teams. How many more teams left do I have? Optic. I have TSM, Team Liquid. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be a lot. Yeah, let's do this quick. I wanna be alive at some point. Let's see. 2 hours. I guess we'll do this and then we'll check the year in review thing for my thing. Alright, so I think that's there. Yeah, this is the rear roster. Alright. Dolka. He had 3 games he did really well, and that was it. Not He had that Urgot game, he had that Kled game, and he had another Urgot game. With improvements, hopefully with Media's. Dude, they still have Zabutin as a coach. I'm honestly not. I think Zabutin's the lower end of the in terms of coaches now. Hopefully they got other staffs to improve overall, but if not, then I don't think Dolka's gonna be a point of why they would win. So I'm gonna give him a 5.8. Honestly, I don't think Dolka should be in the league. All right. So let's move on to Medios. I think Medios is still a solid player. He still has the drive of wanting to win. He's still serious about the league. He can play. In my opinion, I think he's best suited as an engaged role and as a leader. And in this team, he has to be a leader. And I think Big also and Big will also support him in terms of leading the teams with communication and comms. Uh, he would probably want to camp mid lane and bot lane the most. Probably he might go top at times. That's more of a to put pressure relief and also to probably counter jungle. But I assume the points he would want to be in are mid lane and bot lane. I think his late game is good. It's still good. His knowledge of the game, mind point, blah blah, all that good juicy League of Legends stuff. I think will will do the two. Well, so I'm glad he was able to get on a LCS. Kind of sad for him. It's optic, but I mean, granted, since it's like a public thing, I guess he will be nice to be nice. But like in Travis Gafford's video, in his interview, he stated that he likes what Optic is aiming for and what they're doing and how they do it, and then the teammates. So, but that's kind of irrelevant. But in terms of whatever, I don't know why I'm bringing it up. But I think Meteos should be a 7.6 in terms of rating. Alright, then we go to mid lane, which everyone is questioning, but I think honestly this is Crown's moment. KSP. That's so funny. Freaking now people don't like that Crown is here because of his world performance. Now I agree that his world performance wasn't that great, and he's definitely dropped where he was in 2017. However, he is also part of the reason why they even made it to Worlds at the time in the regional qualifier, because against Griffin, because it was Griffin and then who else was the other team? SKT. So I guess they played against. Fuck, dude. How the regional qualifier go? World's main event, Korea qualifier. He played 12 games. He won 9 of them and only lost 3 of them. The Lysandra, he lost the I'm not surprised. He lost the Vel'Koz game off. The Vel'Koz. So yeah, I think he can actually do well in this meta. Why did it take me to? I think he will do well in this meta, honestly. And yeah, SKT and Griffin, and that's when SKT was in their up their upswing when they were doing well. They honestly, SKT almost could have made it to Worlds, but they lost. So they went against SKT first, and then Griffin, right? Right, 3-1. But yeah, so I think honestly, Crown, he's gonna be middle of the pack. No, actually no. I say that a lot, but a lot of people. But who have I said has been the bottom for mid lane? I said I think who he. Did I say who he? No, I said a lot of people are in the middle pack. If there's so many people in the middle pack, who's in the bottom then? Someone's being arrested.